Wyoming is a place that has been richly blessed. This unique landscape is filled with rare treasures, majestic mountains, national monuments, abundant wildlife, oil, natural gas, and coal. It is also here where we find one of our most priceless treasures, Cheyenne Regional Medical Center. And now, because of your support, our doctors are able to treat patients living all across our vast state, using cameras and computers.
Telemedicine is very important, especially in a state like Wyoming where the distances are great. So we've helped some people from mainly Saratoga, where they're set up now.
Dr. Philip Sharp is the director of CRMC's Wound Clinic. He and his staff use hyperbaric chambers to treat wounds that do not heal. He is one of dozens of Cheyenne doctors now utilizing telemedicine for diagnostic care.
By seeing those wounds with the telemedicine versus just talking to somebody on the phone and having them try to describe it, we can help them a lot more in what to do and perhaps save them a trip over here.
Sharp says what he can see with a computer camera is as good as an office visit.
It's excellent. We have very good visual capabilities. We can get right down to it. They can put the wound right in front of us.
Over at Cheyenne Cardiology Associates, doctors are also using telemedicine to diagnose their patients.
So wherever the patient is, if we put the stethoscope up on their heart or on their carotid, we can actually hear those sounds in our ears on our stethoscope. So that's Bluetooth technology, and it's available here at CRMC.
In the field of psychiatric care, telemedicine is an important tool as well. Here, it's helping with the state's shortage of doctors.
There is a real shortage, and I think as a hospital, as a community, we are in the right position to lead the state. I mean, we have 5 psychiatrists. That's probably one of the biggest group. And so we're trying to reach out to not just the community, but the state.
Your donations this year will purchase a telemedicine bridge. This bridge will boost internet speed and ensure connectivity, which is critical when doctors are trying to save lives.
Thank you, and thank you. One day we had a blizzard, and we were getting ready to do a telehealth, hopefully, consult in Laramie, and guess what? There was no room on the old bridge. There was no room to get on there because it was so highly utilized.
Your donations make the critical difference, especially now as the hospital begins a new chapter in medical care, a regional cancer treatment center. And for patients fighting cancer, it can't come soon enough.
Our patients are sick. They are debilitated because of their disease and their treatment. So a cancer center would facilitate a lot their treatment. They would go to one place and get all their treatment, their radiation, their chemotherapy, their imaging, their infusions, all in one place instead of going to several different places in town to get their treatment.
One local woman is not only fighting her own cancer, but helping her husband through his cancer too.
It's very scary, with John, we were told he had less than a month or 12 months to live. And so, we spent the first 6 months to 8 months trying to figure out what we were going to do with our lives on that. And then all of a sudden, 9 months later, I was diagnosed, and we're like, now what are we supposed to do?
With a terminally ill husband and having cancer herself, Renee was forced to travel all over town for weekly appointments.
Because I had a breast cancer surgeon who was out on Yellowstone Highway. I had Dr. Battazzini who was, out east, and then here at the infusion center, and then I still had another surgeon involved too. So it was just ridiculous trying to manage all of those things at different places.
And those difficulties are similar for another cancer patient, Scott Bruger.
It's terminal cancer with me. It's not, going to go away. I'm on chemotherapy as long as I'm here.
For Scott, the chemotherapy infusions he needs to stay alive are getting more and more difficult to get to.
Going from office to office just increases the amount of movement for me, which is difficult. And that's continuing to progress where it's harder. And it's just, I guess a new cancer center would allow that to be diminished greatly.
For these patients and countless others who struggle with cancer, the new treatment facility is a necessity.
do donate to the Cancer Treatment Center. It is so important, not just to patients like myself and my husband and anybody else with cancer, but for this region to be having this kind of a treatment center. I feel so lucky to have cancer in Cheyenne at this point in my life.
At Cheyenne Regional Medical Center, you give the doctors and staff the tools that they need, and you give the patients hope for a better tomorrow. You are the greatest Wyoming treasure.